Hello everyone, my name is Erica, and in today's video we are doing something slightly terrifying, and that is reading the lowest and highest rated book on my shelves. So if you look behind me, I have all these books, right? I also have another shelf in my room, but that one's pretty sparse. It's a new edition. But within these shelves, I have tons of books I have not read. So that's where Goodreads comes into play. Within Goodreads, I have a want to read shelf, and that is this. So within this Goodreads shelf, we have all the books I want to read and are on my shelf. We have lots on here. But a cool feature Goodreads has that if you click on the top left corner, you can sort by different things. So for this video, we're going to sort by average rating. And now we can see the highest rated book on my shelves and the lowest rated book on my shelf. So let's go take a look. If we go to this first shelf, we have the lowest rated book somewhere on here. That book is The Friend Scheme by Cale, however you say that. I'm so sorry. But it actually has a rating of 3.08, which is definitely not great, but it's not the worst in the world. Now, if we reverse it and take a look at the opposite end of the spectrum, the highest rated book on my shelf is The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. This book is absolutely massive. The Way of Kings has an average rating of 4.86, and the second book in this series is actually the highest rated book on Goodreads, so that's a very high indicator of the level of quality. The next highest rated book is also a fantasy book, and that is The Will of the Many by James Islington. This one has an average rating of 4.65, so just zero point 0.1 lower than The Way of Kings, and it sounds really good, I'm gonna be so honest. So don't be mad at me, but I am cheating just a little bit in this video. Like I said, the highest rated book on my shelf is The Way of Kings, but I will not be reading this in this video. For all you Brandon Sanderson lovers, I am sorry, but this will have to be saved for another time. I am the type of person that needs to read a series in one go, and I believe there's 4 books out currently, and it's like a 5,000 page series already. So when I finally get around to this, which will be sometime in the next 10 years, I need to dedicate at least a month to the series so I can give it my full attention. That brings us to the second highest book, which is The Will of the Many. The plot of this sounds super good, so I'm gonna save it for last. And we are gonna get the lowest rated book out of the way first. So I think this is like a YA LGBTQ romance novel. It might be about spies. I mean, it kind of looks like it. So it kind of seems the main character, Matt, is like the son of a mafia boss type thing, but he does not want to follow in his father's footsteps. So then when he meets a boy named Jason, who doesn't want like anything to do with the life of crime, they become close friends, and I'm assuming, you know, love interest later on in the book. But then Matt realizes that Jason might be like suspicious and secretly working with his father or something like that. Like I said, this book has a 3.08 rating, so not the worst, but also definitely not great, so I wonder how I will think. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the lowest rated book on my shelf and begin The Friend Scheme. So I'm currently on page 72, chapter 8, so like maybe 10% through. And my thoughts so far. Basically, all that's been happening is these characters are just kind of like meeting up and like talking a lot, and that's basically it. There's been no other plot. I'm fine with that because I like dialogue a lot, and you know, it's cute, they're cute, but I don't know if it's just me, but like the way these two characters talk to each other, it doesn't feel natural. I mean, at least that's not how I talk with my friends or any new people I meet. It feels like formal or something. Throughout this whole book so far, it just kind of made us question Jason, the like love interest, like not trust his like motives or intentions. So it's kind of just a little hard to really fall into like the romance that's building up, because we're like, is he sincere? Like, what's going on? However, you know, sometimes when you go into books knowing they have a lower rating, you kind of expect it to be not great, but I'm really trying to like not let that happen to me because I truly want to give my like honest opinion on this book, and I don't want to let the ratings of others kind of sway that. So I'm really trying to think hard on my opinions about this book so far to make sure it's really how I feel. So basically, I don't know if anything I just said made any sense at all, but it's like 9 p.m. and I'm gonna go take off my makeup and then read more of this because tomorrow's the last day of February, and I don't know if you're like this. I have read an odd number of books so far this month, and I really want it to be even, so I'm trying to finish this book by tomorrow. Yeah, that's honestly a problem. I gotta fix that. But anyways, I will update you later with more thoughts. So it is now March 1st, and I did not in fact finish this book. In fact, I'm only just barely halfway through. So, yeah. Anyways, I think the last time I updated you was on Wednesday, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try to get this done by Thursday, February 29th, because I just want to get it done in February. But no, I got absolutely swamped with schoolwork, and my birthday is on Sunday, March 3rd, and so I wanted to have like the whole weekend to just kind of like pretend nothing else exists and just like have a good time. Unfortunately, in order to do that, I had to do all my assignments in like 2 days, so that's what I was doing Thursday and today. So I've only read like maybe this much since we last talked on Wednesday, which is kind of shameful, I know, but whatever. Enough about that. My thoughts on the book so far? It's definitely extremely YA. The writing feels very much kind of like beginner writer on Wattpad writing their first story, and like kind of not in the good way. I saw the phrase cinnamon sunshine nugget, something like that in here, and I can't do that. And just kind of the way the characters like interact, it's giving very much like 2020 when everyone, by everyone I mean my friend group and the side of the internet I was on, was all super like embarrassing and cringy and had no like self-awareness, which I mean was probably the happiest time of my life, so I'm not gonna say too much about that. But that's basically what this book is giving, so it's kind of like fun, I guess, and cute, but not much more than that. It does deal with some serious topics in here. It's kind of like, I don't know if it's mafia, but it's something like that. But it does kind of get brushed aside just a little bit, like it's like the main plot, but it feels insubstantial. If I would have to give a rating right now, I would probably say 3, but not a 3 because it's bad necessarily, just a 3 because it's nothing more than good. It's just a book. It's just a book you read for fun. Anyways, it's kind of all I gotta say. I'm gonna go take a shower and then continue to read this, and maybe we'll finish it, maybe not. And I'll update you when I have any more thoughts on this book. There's like some conflict going on right now, but it's between 2 main characters, and I'm so confused because I thought they had both agreed to like not do whatever one character is like stressing out about. I don't know, it's really hard to explain, but I feel like it's just a little bit infuriating. That's all I gotta say. I'm here to report that I have officially finished the Friends game. I'm gonna rate this one a 3 stars, so basically the same as everyone else. I feel like a valid reason as to why. So the ending, it did pleasantly surprise me. It did feel a bit like a cop-out, but honestly, I liked it a lot. Sometimes in books, I get super anxious over the conflict that will inevitably come, and like I get super like, I can't relax the whole time I'm reading it because I'm just like, well, what's it gonna be? Like, is it gonna ruin the book? Like, what's gonna happen? And this was one of those books where I was definitely scared that it would like ruin the whole thing. But actually, it did end up making it better. Like I said, it was a little bit of a cop-out, but I feel like if it wasn't, I probably wouldn't have liked it anyways, so definitely wasn't a bad book in any way, just very YA and Wattpad-y. I don't think I would go out of my way to recommend this, but I would not recommend it either. Read it or don't, it won't change your life either way. We are finally moving on to the highest rated book in this video, which I am super excited about. Of course, we have The Will of the Many by James Islington. This one has a 4.65 rating, I believe, which is absolutely insane for such like a new book. So I have very high hopes. I'm not entirely sure what it's about, but already I just know I'm gonna at least like the writing, because I read another series by him, the Lycanius trilogy, and I really enjoyed that. And there's a magic school, which is my favorite trope ever. Oh my gosh. I tell them that I belong and they believe me. Ugh, I love that trope. Ready? Are you ready for this? To survive, I will have to rise through the Academy's ranks. I will have to smile and make friends and pretend to be one of them and win. Because if I cannot, then those who want to control me, who know my real name, will no longer have any use for me. And if the hierarchy finds out who I truly am, they will kill me. Oh my gosh, I'm just so excited. I love the revenge plot kind of fitting into like the enemy's ranks so you can like take them down from the inside. That's like my favorite type of thing ever. Without further ado, let's begin The Will of the Many by James Islington. So I'm about 20% through the book. I'm on chapter, whatever this is. It might be 14. I think it's 14. But that's page 125, and I don't know, guys. I thought I would be way more into it by now, but I'm really not. Like, I can see the potential. I could see how I could possibly get into it, but like, I feel like it's just really slow. But honestly, it's not slow. It's like, it's kind of the opposite of slow. I just am not really liking it right now. Well, I wouldn't say I'm not liking it, but I'm just not really into the story. I'm not as enthralled and needing to know more than I thought I would be, which is, I guess, my fault. I did go into this book with very high expectations, so I don't know. Part of the reason I'm not enjoying this book right now might also be because I think I'm in a reading slump. Like, all I want to do is definitely not read this. Like, I kind of want to read every other book except this. You know, like, it's just like 600-700 pages of like fantasy and new world, something that my mind doesn't want to pay attention to right now, which is not great, but I don't know. I'm obviously gonna keep reading. I like the main character and I like the potential plot that I see building up, but as of right now, I feel like I really can't say much else. But it is a fantasy book. I'm only 20% through, 125 pages, so it's really not that much in the grand scheme of things, so I'm just gonna give it some time, and if I don't like it by the halfway mark, then maybe that's when the problem will start. I'm gonna keep reading this. It is a couple days later, it is Friday, and I am now on chapter 29, page 260, and are you ready for it? I am loving it. It's like the second I said in that last clip that I wasn't liking it, it got better like immediately. Part 2 started, and part 2 kind of is whenever he actually gets to the like magical school or like the training schools. And like I said when I was talking about the plot of this book, I was saying that's my favorite thing ever, and that obviously still stands because my like for this book went from like here to like here, and I am eating it up. Although I do think I'm still in a reading slump because I'm reading this so slowly, and like even though it's good, when I have it put down, I have like no desire to pick it back up. Hopefully that changes though, but I'm 40% through this book, so you know, we're getting there. So yeah, I'll update you when I have any more thoughts on this book. All I have to say right now is that the way this author builds tension to like reach that climax is insane. Like there's been so many times in this book my heart rate is sped up. I'm just like, I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen, what's gonna happen? And then it's always amazing and ugh, it is very good, but it also does, it kind of like ebbs and flows. Wait, is that the same thing? It has my attention 1 second and then it like loses it the next. It's kind of inconsistent with, I wouldn't say pacing. I feel like the pacing is definitely very good, but just the way in which it grabs my interest is definitely not always there. Does that make sense at all? Probably not. I'm on page 511. I have this much left. My goal is to finish it today, but who knows if that'll actually happen, so I don't know. We'll keep reading. Oh my gosh, wait, what on earth? Ugh. I saw this coming, but I hoped it wasn't true. No. Man, this is insane. Ugh. Why does it hurt so bad? Wait, hold on, what is going on? What? Oh my gosh, what? So I just finished The Will of a Minnie, and what on earth was that ending? What? Oh my gosh, this got just like so much deeper than I thought it would be. Like I need the next book immediately because what? You cannot just like give me that information and then leave me hanging. What did I just read? So like the last couple pages or something, I wasn't sure what it even was. Hold on. I don't know what this means, but it said like synchronism and I was like, is this part of the book or is it like a peek into the next book? But you know, I read it anyways, and then it just like, what? I can't right now, I can't. This is crazy. And that's, oh my gosh. But I am probably gonna be like so annoying and give it a 4.5 simply because the beginning didn't have me like hooked like a 5-star book would usually do. But I'm gonna read through the reviews and like see what other people think, and that will like probably change my mind. But what on earth? This book was crazy. I need to check when the next one is coming out immediately. Let me check. Oh, debrief. Oh my gosh, one of my friends just texted me, can I come over? Oh, that's how you know something is about to go down. Oh my god. I guess I'll be back. And we are back. It is the next day, obviously, and I have now finished the lowest and highest rated book on my shelves. As you saw by my reaction of this book, I obviously loved it a lot. I think we're gonna keep it a 4.5 because of the beginning and how I like had negative thoughts towards it at first, but like, so here's how I rate my books. Because Goodreads doesn't do half-star ratings, if I feel it was the better half of the 4.5, so closer to 5, I'll give it a 5 stars in Goodreads. But if I think it was closer to a 4, I'll give it a 4 stars in Goodreads, and then like in my review, I'll put in parentheses 4.5. This book was insane. Like the characters were all so complex, and the world building was like really great and easy to follow. This was like such a mix of like kind of like the light and dark side of the world and it merging together on this very fine line, and that was so cool to see. Oh my gosh, there was so much scheming and politics and kind of like mic drop moments and plot twists. It was just everything I like in a book. I saw a lot of reviews complimenting the magic system in this book, and I'm gonna be so honest, that was kind of established within the first 100 pages, and that is definitely when I was not paying full attention to this book. So honestly, I still have no clue what it is, but it wasn't a big part of this book since they're going to a magic school that doesn't let them use their magic. I don't know. You just have to trust me. You just have to read it. So yeah, that is The Will of the Many. And then, of course, The Friends Game. I rated this 3 stars. You already heard my thoughts. You don't need a recap, but I thought it was fun. So what we've learned from this experiment, this book having an average rating of 3.08 and this book having an average rating of 4.65, my opinions are no different from the majority. I am the exact same as everyone else. But you know, that is perfectly fine because that lets me see that I can kind of put some faith into Goodreads reviews. Yeah, that is it for today's video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more awesome, super duper cool content just like this in the future. Bye everyone!